Cup Series qualifying is officially concluded from Atlanta Motor Speedway, and Michael McDowell's picked up his 4th straight Super Speedway pole of 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, NASCAR Cup Series qualifying is officially concluded from Atlanta Motor Speedway for the first playoff race of 2024, and Michael McDowell has won his 4th straight Super Speedway pole of 2024. Former Motorsports has been extremely dominant. I believe also Michael McDowell is now tied for the most Super Speedway poles of the year. I believe that Kyle Larson had 5 coming into this weekend. Now Michael McDowell's got 5 this year because he also won the pole gateway earlier this year. Also, he makes history because he's the first driver since Bill Elliott from 1985 to 1986 to have 4 straight Super Speedway poles. That was 40 years ago pretty much at this point, by the way, so very, very impressive. You think about the front row team. They've got Team Penske stuff, and the front row cars showed a lot of great pace and speed in qualifying. We know they're going to be fast tomorrow afternoon, and to get another pole, it's super, super impressive. It would not shock me or surprise me that they get a win tomorrow afternoon because they were really faster. Todd Gillen led a lot of laps, but it's very impressive to see Front Row Motorsports continue dominating here and getting poles like they are. They're going to be really strong next year as well. So congratulations to Michael McDowell on winning the pole. Really, really huge for that team. And as McDowell, of course, going over to Spire, congratulations to Michael McDowell on winning his 5th pole of 2024 this weekend for Atlanta Motor Speedway. So now we're going to talk about all the notable qualifiers that were able to qualify in this race. So Michael McDowell wins the pole. Ryan Blaney qualifies second. Just missed out a little bit. He actually took it to the team. He's been struggling a little bit in qualifying this year on Super Speedways. So this is much needed from the 12th team. Ryan Blaney, of course, nearly won in Atlanta earlier this year in that really amazing photo finish. Only lost it by 3/1000 of a second. Ryan Blaney's looking to get his 3rd win of the season. Really impressive to speed. He'll start on the front row in 2nd place. Todd Gillen qualifies 3rd. He's been very impressive in qualifying so far this year, come very close to winning multiple poles throughout the 2024 season, but I'm telling you, going in next year, he's going to be a pole qualifying machine. Wouldn't be surprised if he wins a few poles going into next season. Great job for him. He'll be starting in 3rd tomorrow afternoon. Josh Berry qualifies 4th. I think this is now the 8th or 9th time this year that Josh Berry's been able to make it to the final round of qualifying. So I think Josh Berry will be very, very fast. He was really strong at Daytona for, unfortunately, going upside down and flipping. I think he can be one to watch out for to maybe get his first career Cup Series win tomorrow afternoon. Austin Cindric qualifies 5th, so 4 got the top 5 spots. Cindric, no surprise here, great at qualifying, was really faster in the spring in Atlanta. I do think that Austin Cindric will have a really strong chance and opportunity to pick up the victory tomorrow afternoon. Kyle Larson qualifies 6th, the fastest non-Ford and the fastest Chevrolet. Kyle Larson usually is the fastest Chevrolet when it comes to qualifying, so this doesn't surprise me. I believe Larson made the final round like 15 or 16 times so far this year. I think Kyle Larson has a really good chance to get the win if he can survive all the carnage. He's probably going to be up front, but somehow in some shape or form, he's probably going to get caught up in a wreck and incident. He'll be starting in 6th, so a really good job from Larson, who will probably need some points, especially if he does get caught up in an incident wreck tomorrow. Joey Logano qualifies 7th. Logano did qualify, I believe, on the front row last time here in Atlanta, so a little bit of a downgrade, but still qualifying inside the top 10. Logano had a really fast car here earlier in the spring. I do expect that Joey Logano will be a threat to win tomorrow afternoon. Austin Dillon qualifies 8th. Again, the fastest RCR car, beat Kyle Busch by a couple positions. Really impressive speed from Austin Dillon in qualifying. I do think Austin Dillon will have pretty good speed, and I think he'll have a good chance and opportunity maybe to compete for the victory. He's looking for a 2nd win of the season. We'll see what he can do. William Byron qualifies 9th. Best I've seen Byron qualify in a Super Speedway. I don't think he's qualified in the final round on a Super Speedway so far this year in 2024. So great job from Byron. Of course, he has won here in Atlanta previously twice, once in 2022, 2023. He's trying to continue the yearly streak by getting his 4th win of the season and trying to lock his way into the round of 12. And then Chase Briscoe qualified 10th. Briscoe, slowest of the basically 2nd fastest SHR driver. A little surprised to not see as many SHR cars make the final round, but he'll be starting in 10th tomorrow afternoon. So those are the top 10 notables. Let's look at some of the other drivers that did not make the final round. Alex Bowman qualifies 11th. The best he's qualified, I believe, on a Super Speedway outside of the Daytona 500. That's a pretty good speed from the 48 team. They need to make a lot of points because they're kind of a little bit low right now going into this race. If they can run really well tomorrow afternoon, I do think he'll be very fast. Harrison Burton just missed the final round as well in 12th. We expected this car will probably be pretty fast. He's been really strong in Super Speedways. This is a must-circle race for the number 21 team. They're desperately going to need to do very well in qualifying. They'll be starting 12th tomorrow afternoon. Kyle Busch qualifies 15, was also in that great photo finish earlier. This A-team's been building up a lot of momentum, back-to-back second-place finishes. He'll be looking to make up a lot of ground tomorrow, but he'll be starting inside the top 15. Chase Elliott, who's in the playoffs, will start in 16th, the slowest Hendrick car, but still not that bad for Hendrick, all things considered, because they usually kind of start a little bit farther in the back of the field. They'll be starting in 16th tomorrow afternoon. Other notable playoff guys, Brad Keselowski will be starting 19th. He's probably going to have a much better race car than a car competing. He'll be starting out almost outside of the top 20 in 19th place. And Ty Gibbs, who is the fastest Toyota, he qualified in 20th this afternoon. Ryan Preece, 21st. Martin Truex Jr. was the second fastest Toyota in 22nd. Tyler Reddick, 23rd. Bubba Wallace, 24th. Obviously, a little uncertain future with the charter agreement getting announced today, pretty much. 2311 Racing did not sign that charter agreement. We're going to talk about that later this week. Bubba's future a little uncertain because of that, unfortunately. He'll be starting in 24th. Christopher Bell, another Toyota, he qualified 26th, starting in the back of the pack. Shane Van Gisbergen qualified just barely inside the top 30 in 28th place. His teammate Dale Hemrick did out-qualify, and Hemrick actually qualified, I believe, inside the top 20, around that area. So SVG can have a little work to do tomorrow, but he'll have a good chance later this afternoon in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. And then, of course, some of the other Toyotas, Eric Jones qualified a little bit farther back, but the most notably was Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin had a terrible qualifying run and will be starting 38th. Could this be sabotaged by NASCAR? Maybe, but also I think it's more of a TRD thing than anything else. They've had a lot of engine issues, and they've had a lot of engine problems so far this year. So I do think that Denny Hamlin's going to have some work to do tomorrow with a team that he doesn't have a lot of playoff points coming in after they got that penalty earlier this year. I'd have to imagine to be looking to try to make up a ton of ground in the race tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully they don't get caught up in a wreck and incident, and they can get some stage wins throughout the event. Also, the Trackhouse cars, Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain starting a little bit farther back as well. Chastain starting just inside the top 20, and you've got Suarez, I think, starting around 30th or 31st. He's going to have some work cut out for him tomorrow afternoon. So what are the most notable things to watch going into tomorrow? Track position is going to be key. It is going to be very, very difficult to pass in the Cup Series race tomorrow afternoon. I expect the Fords to be very, very strong because I do think the Fords, like the Penske cars, the front row cars, even the Stewart-Haas Racing cars, who of course got the win last week with Chase Briscoe in the Southern 500, I do expect all the Fords to be very strong and very competitive in the race tomorrow. I think Toyota will get up there. They're probably going to have a much better race car than they have a car in qualifying. And I do think Chevrolets like Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, and probably even Kyle Busch as well, who's still looking for his first win. By the way, Kyle Busch is my pick still to win the race tomorrow afternoon. I think all those Chevrolets will be able to get up the front and be very competitive in the race tomorrow afternoon at Atlanta as we kick off the playoffs for 2024. So, that is going to be it for reactions in NASCAR Cup Series qualifying from Atlanta Motor Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and if I win a video, does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your thoughts about NASCAR Cup Series qualifying? Let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Michael McDowell on winning the pole. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later today on the channel, we have the NASCAR Xfinity Series review from Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll have a Shane Van Gisbergen video most likely dropping depending on how he performs, unless, of course, he goes to victory lane, which could certainly be possible with it being a super speedway. Then tomorrow on the channel, we'll have the starting lineup video for the Quaker State 400. We'll have the Cup race review from the Quaker State 400. We'll also have an SVG video most likely dropping tomorrow evening as well. And then on Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news. We'll be talking about the charter agreement being finally announced and some RFK news as well. We're also going to have some other news coming out this week as we also head to the next race, which of course is Watkins Glen, and we'll have a lot of great content dropping next week as we go to the second race of the playoffs as well. So, and also maybe Haley Deegan video, Carlos Kerbush, all those people we might talk about as well later this week. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.